Today, I'm going to debunk 5 myths about ADHD. So, I'm just going to debunk these myths. Let's just walk right through them, okay? The first one, which is my least favorite myth because it gets my... The myth is ADHD is not real. It's kind of cringy when you hear it. So first of all, let me tell you, it's recognized by the DSM, the DSM-5-TR. In the DSM, it is part of neurodivergence, which basically means that the brain functions differently. It is also considered to be genetic. So a parent that has ADHD will more than likely have a child 50% chance of having ADHD. In fact, they say there are anywhere between 25 to 45 different genes that are associated with ADHD, and actually one of them, an example of one of them, is how dopamine is regulated in the brain. ADHD is actually something that affects the prefrontal cortex, whether it's late to develop, underdeveloped. Now, of course, there are a lot of factors that play into whether or not somebody has ADHD, and it can be anywhere from genetics, it can be nutrition, it could be medication, it could be a traumatic incident that happened in somebody's life. Whatever it may be, it is real. For some of us that have ADHD, and for some of us that have kids that have ADHD, we will love to tell you how gifted and amazing we are. Which leads me to the next thing, which is ADHD kids are not smart, which, you know, look, you get smart people and not so smart people. And then again, like what defines intelligence nowadays? Kids that have, and adults that have ADHD, they're just as smart as anybody who doesn't have ADHD. The ADHD itself doesn't determine whether a person is smart or not. And a person that has ADHD, you know, may be slow to focus, they may be slow to answer questions. It's just the way their brain functions. The third myth I'm gonna debunk is they have a hard time focusing all of the time. And I stress that all with a couple of underlines because people that have ADHD have something called hyperfocus, which is an amazing superpower gift. If you have not heard that from anyone else, I'm glad you heard it from me. In fact, if you like this video, side note, take a second to like and subscribe. But hyperfocus, I have a whole video on hyperfocus. It's right there. Basically, you can get so focused in on something, especially if you like it, you may skip meals, you may skip sleep, you may not communicate to anybody because you're so hyper-focused on it. And you cannot break yourself away from this one thing. It can be a gift, it's a superpower, or it could be the opposite. You know, maybe you're hyper-focused on something that you lost and you will not move on to the next thing until you find this item. And what if that item got destroyed and you can't find it? And what are you gonna do then? Like never get out of that hole? But you know, it happens sometimes. So there are things that we don't like to focus on and things that we do. By the way, here's a fun fact. Usually the things that we don't want to focus on are things that we don't necessarily like. It's harder for us. Myth number 4, every single person that has ADHD is hyperactive. That is not true at all. And let me tell you why. Under the category of ADHD, currently in the year 2024-25, there is an umbrella. ADHD is the umbrella. And so under the umbrella, you have hyperactivity, and then you have hypoactivity, and then you have a combination of the two. Of course, hyperactivity is you are hyper. You're go, run like a motor, fidgety, all the things because you're seeking out, your senses are seeking out that gratification. That's one reason you're hyperactive. The opposite, the hypoactive, is going to be the ones that are very relaxed. They stare out the window. They zone out on you sometimes. They definitely do look like they're unfocused, but they're a little bit more chill. I kind of look at it, you know, as the sloth versus the Energizer Bunny. And then the combination of the two is a combination of the two. You know, every child that has ADHD, let me tell you, they're all different. If you meet a child with ADHD, you met a child with ADHD. It's just, there's a spectrum. And the last myth I'm totally gonna debunk. That is, ADHD is just a result of bad parenting. Now, I think I kind of debunked this a little bit in the very beginning when I talked about, ADHD is a real thing, but ADHD is not a result of bad parenting. What it is a result of, or actually what it is a cause of, parents having to reevaluate how they parent. Because a child that has ADHD, there are going to be things that you have to do to make accommodations for them, and accommodations to your parenting styles. You may have to put in more routines, more schedules. You might have to be more on top of them to make sure they're following through with their tasks, teaching them how to use checklists and planners, and you have to slow down a little bit to redirect them, work on their impulsivity. Like, let's say they're very impulsive, you're going to have to teach them how to take a second, take a breather, relax, and think through before they put forth their actions. The whole like shoot and then ready, aim. No, it's ready, aim, fire. That's the order that you want to go in. So those are 5 ADHD myths that I just hopefully debunked for you guys. Let me know in the comments if you have any thoughts and suggestions on all the things, because a lot of us here that are watching this channel are parents that have children with ADHD, with sensory processing disorder, and if you actually like this video and want me to debunk some myths on Down syndrome and autism, let me know in the comments too. I'm sure you guys will know. Let me know when I see how you liked this video and how many subscribers and, all the things. So I'm going to go ahead and stick a playlist right there all about ADHD. I got a couple of videos on those. So I hope you enjoy. Thank you guys again, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.